Hello, hi everybody, it's Paul at the War HQ and the War Room now, and here we have a big box, probably twice the size of any of the previous Warlord boxes, and it is the Battle for Berlin box that's just come out. You've got the slightly amusing picture on the front of the Soviets attacking the Germans in the building, and on the back you've got the picture that everybody knows from the internet, giving you a brief outline what's in the box there and giving you the contents and a close-up of this special piece. So without any delay, let's get into the box. So first time for me, not quite sure what's going to be in here. Top lifts off and looks like we've got a huge big box of plastic. So what we've got down here, we've got two IS-2s, that's them there, and this looks like the big tiger, and then we've got bases for the buildings, and we've got the buildings themselves. Two of those. We've got some more bits for the buildings. We have a Shattered Eagle and Soviet flag vignette. We've got Battle for Berlin barricade set. We've got the Warlords ones, which I think is the sort of half-tracky thing that had German half-track that has the 6 Panzerfausts, German bazookery thing on them. We'll have a look at those. We've got the half-track wreck for scenery, and here we have shell hole and craters. Then we have an awful lot of plastic sprues. So we've got a big huge load of bases. We have Russians, winter Russians in plastic. Lots of winter Russians in plastic. We've got 3 sprues of them. We've got 3 sprues of normal Russian infantry. And we've got 2 sprues of German SS, or is that Grenadiers? Not quite sure, one or the other. And this will be a box of German Waffen SS. So those ones must have been... Those are the German Grenadiers, that's Waffen SS. We've got the weapon sprues for the Russians that are in there. We have got Battle for Berlin Ballista B, sorry, that looks like Volkssturm, and oops daisy, fell on the floor. Battle for Berlin Ballista A, that'll be the Hitler Youth. We've got a blast marker. Thought they might have put some more in than that. We've got the cards and the decals for the vehicles. We have got flags and signs that you can use. I've got some lozenge bases there, and I've got quite a thick book on the Battle for Berlin book and some scenarios and how to play with the stuff and the instructions for putting it all together. And that's what you get for £200 recommended retail. So give me a second and we're going to have a look at some of these things in a bit more detail. Right, so the plastic troop sprues, you know what's all in those, you've seen them before, but we'll have a look at the half-track wreck. So we're just going to open that up, see the exciting goodies you get in there. This will come out, I think, as one piece. You've maybe seen that before. Resin half-track Tracks are rough on that side, could blown up, wheels askew, back plate, and bits of debris in the middle there. Little nice piece of scenery really for that. So that's that one. Next we've got this Borgward Wands. Now, this one comes in several bits. It's fairly small and light, and the nearest thing I can think it kind of looks like or reminds me is a universal carrier. Seems to be roughly the same size as a universal carrier. It kind of goes together like so. And then it looks like you've got the bonnet fits on there like that. And this is the, like I said, Panzerfaust. It's like 6 Panzerschrecks that fits in there, something like that. And that looks like it could be a pretty serious bit of kit. In fact, I'm just going to, because we've got the cards in the pack, I'm going to actually look at its card and see what it does. So, can you see that there? So it's open topped. It's got forward facing Racket Panzerbusch, recoilless rocket launchers. Treat this as a Panzerschreck, 24-inch range, 1 shot, +6 shape charge. So, I thought it was going to be 6 of them. You would get 6 shots, but you only get the one. Maybe not so brilliant. Points wise, does it tell us? It should tell us on here somewhere what points it is. Yep, it tells us there it's 80 points inexperienced and 110 points regular. So, nice bit of kit. Not something I've seen before. So that's that little bit. What's next to come out the bags? The Battle for Berlin barricade set. Let's see what you get in there. This is resin again. And, well, that's quite nice. So we've got a truck and some various debris. And then we've got a sandbag barricade with some odds and ends put in there as well. They look quite nice actually, I quite like them. 2 nice hefty bits of resin. So more stuff. What's next? Next we have the Shattered Eagle and Soviet flag vignette. This is the one that I've been looking to see because I really like the look of this in the pictures. So let's have a look. Now it looks as though there are some bits missing from that. They may be in with one of the other packets of metals, but that looks really, really nice. I like that a lot. You've got the soldier here, he's got a head to put on, and then the soldier at the top with the flag is missing. It's not in that packet, but I'm sure it'll be around. And there is the eagle, the fallen eagle. So those again, 2 really nice pieces of scenery. And then shell craters, shell holes and craters. Let's see what you get in there. And as it says, just tiny little shell holes, which actually in that size would be quite handy for various things. So that's a nice wee touch. So that's what you get in there. You get the, also you get the King Tiger. You've probably seen that before. The IS-2s, you get 2 IS-2s. We know what they are. We get, right, the houses. This is what people have been looking for. You get 2 houses. So there should be 2 of each of those packs. There's 2 of those packs. 2 of those packs, 2 of those packs, and just the 1 of those packs, but that's just the same. So we'll cut those down to 1 of each. We'll put those to one side, those to one side, This one we don't need to open, that's the floors and the roofs. There are 3 pieces in each of those, so it looks like a floor, a first floor roof base, and top floor ceiling or the roof. And then in here, if I can get it open, we get rough. So we've got a set of walls, and it looks as though in the centre here there's a staircase that goes up in the centre, and it looks as though you can probably have it in 2 different levels which fit onto each other by the looks of it. Let you have a look at some of the detailing up a bit closer. Don't know if you can see that. And that's one wall, and then the other side that's just exactly the same, and then the upper floors, so that would be the ground floors there. Now both the houses you get obviously are exactly the same. On the box they've got them painted up slightly differently, but they are the same, 2 of the same model. I would say these look a bit undersized. I would say this was 1/72nd scale, but I think it will work adequately. If you give me a second, let me get a figure so you can see the size. Here we go. We have got we'll have a British Commando in Berlin for a change. Where's one that's got a front door? And let's see how he pops in. Where's the front door? There it is. And he actually pops in there. It's not too out of scale. 1/72nd, you could get away with that. So I think it actually works not too badly. And that was the upper floors. Again, well, that one would go around that way, wouldn't it? So they're both exactly the same, and that's the other things. They look as though they're exactly the same. So it's essentially a square house. And then these bits here, these are just the balustrades around the top of the house. And I said you get one of those, it was hiding under there, you actually get 2 of those. These are the little tile bits around the top and the little square house on the top for the staircase. And the only other thing you get, which I haven't had a proper look at, is a booklet. It is about 36 pages. It goes through a bit of the history and some of the units you might get, and then it has some rules for large buildings and using flat top roofs, and it's a bit there about putting them together, and then some rules for city fighting. We've got a rubble table. I think some of these rules come from the new Road to Berlin book, and they're giving you how you can tell what cover you get for tanks and things. We've got scenario here, King of the Hall, house to house fighting. So these are little scenarios you can play out of this book. Last stand. And then it comes on to the instructions for assembling your forces, the instructions for the tanks, excuse me, and then the instructions for putting the house together. You can see it looks like a fairly simple kit to put together, and either a tin of spray paint and some wash, or an airbrush and some wash, would have these buildings looking fairly good fairly quickly. And then your rules for playing those. So you've got everything you need to play in here apart from dice, essentially. So I'm going to put that lot together. Hopefully you'll have enjoyed it. Haven't rambled too much, and we'll see you in the next video.